What up? Today, we're talking about the different types of punishments you'd get as a kid and rating them based off how dumb or cruel they were and if they were effective or not. Number one, the belt. Now, me personally, I never got the belt. I'm not sure if it was just they didn't want to or my parents never had a belt on standby ready for me because why would they? Even if they had a belt on, the amount of work it was to take it off, hit me with it, then put it back on, they weren't going through all that. Thankfully, because I know that shit gotta hurt. I never got beat by my parents with the belt, but we've all fucked around with the homies and hit each other with that shit. It fucking hurts, and you know it does. Overall, for the belt, for effectiveness, I'll give it a good 5 out of 10. I mean, you get hit, you're not going to want to get hit again, but how bad is it? I mean, pain goes away in a minute. For cruelty, I'll give it a good 7 out of 10. Whenever it comes to hitting your child physically, I think it's kind of fucked up, especially if you have to get a weapon in between you and physically hitting your child, which would take us to number 2, the hand. Now, let me tell you about the hand. You're never ready for it. You're never expecting it. It's just like an ex who shows up in your life again after 2 years of not speaking. Completely unwanted, ruins your day out of nowhere. Whereas with the belt, you kind of have time to prepare. You know what's coming. The hand, out of nowhere. While the hand may not be that effective because the pain it brings is not too great, and after a while of getting the hand, you get their moves memorized and you start dodging everything. You know which hand gonna come from where. But when you turn into Neo from the Matrix and start dodging everything, it kind of makes them more mad. So when they finally do hit you, it's twice as hard. For cruelty, I'll give the hand a good 4 out of 10. And for effectiveness, an overall 4 out of 10 as well. I feel like the hand is basically a nerfed belt. Moving on to number 3, the chancla. I'd put the chancla perfectly in between the belt and the hand. While I never got the chancla growing up, there's no way that shoe hurt as much as a belt, and there ain't no way a hand hurt as much as that shoe. Now, where the chancla overcomes the both of them is the range aspect of it, okay? You can be across the room and get hit with the chancla. You turn around, your grandmom turned into Steph Curry, and she hit you with the chancla from half court. It does not matter. In my opinion, the chancla is just the Hispanic version of the belt. Along with that, not as effective as the belt. And with that, I'm going to have to give it a 5 for the cruelty and a 5 for the effectiveness. When it comes to the physical punishment, I didn't really get it that much. I might have got hit here and there, but I never got beat with a belt, never hit with a chancla. So my opinions on them might be different, which I had to say before moving on to number 4. The goddamn wooden spoon. Now I can't even comprehend this bullshit, bro. A wooden spoon? You telling me a belt wasn't good enough? A damn shoe wasn't good enough? You had to get a wooden spoon? That shit gotta be leaving a fucking welt. There ain't no way. Who's the one who thought their hand didn't get the job done? Huh? They had to go get a wooden spoon. Like I already said, I never really got beat, but in my personal opinion, a wooden spoon has gotta be the worst thing. Moving on to number 5. One that's not done as much anymore, thankfully, because I find it dumb as hell. Putting soap in your mouth. Like, who came up with that shit? I get the whole you just said a bad word, now wash your mouth out, make it clean, but even then, that is stupid as fuck. As a punishment, I feel like it's not even that bad. Like, you're gonna go and do the same shit over again. If anything, you feel dumb as hell with it in your mouth, but it does no type of punishment to you. I wish when I got in trouble that was all I had to do was put a bar of soap in my mouth, do that shit, and I'm done with it. Moving on. For effectiveness, I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 10, as well as the cruelty, a 2 out of 10. Hey, you're still here. You should like and subscribe. It'd mean a lot. Thank you. Number 6, standing in the corner. Now we're moving on to some shit I can relate to. Now hear me out. It may not seem that bad, right? Right. But when you're made to look in the corner, but put a bend in your knee to where you're low key doing a workout while you're waiting there, and the entire time low key being made fun of for what you did to put you in the corner to begin with, just, I don't know, it might only be me, but I'd rather get backhanded and get moving on. And it wasn't even a good punishment, it was annoying, if anything. I found that shit so goddamn pointless. Overall, as a punishment, I don't think it's that bad. Like I said, it's more fucking annoying than anything. For cruelty, I'm gonna have to give it a 3. And for effectiveness, a good 2. That shit does not work. The only time that shit might be effective is if you really want to go do something at that time and they make you stay back and wait in that corner. Then I get it. I'd be kind of mad. Being you outgrow this punishment pretty young, you're probably not going out and doing much at that time anyway. Alright, moving on. Number 7. One that affected me a lot growing up. Getting fucking grounded. Moving away from the physical pain type of punishments, getting grounded hit differently, okay? Growing up, I went outside a lot. All day in school, I thought about what I do when I get home. And it always involved going outside and doing something. When I got grounded, that shit hurt, bro. The majority of my friends at that time lived on my street as well. So I'd be looking out my door, watching them having fun in my house alone. Now, I know not everyone was like me and went outside a bunch when they were younger. So this punishment may not have affected you that much. You might have preferred to be inside, on the game, whatever. Don't worry, I ain't forget about y'all. Taking shit away is coming up later. I'm not sure if everyone had it like this, but when I was grounded, I got made to do more chores around the house on top of already not wanting to be there. Enough of me complaining. I feel like how cruel and or effective kind of depends on the child you were. For me, that shit worked. For others, it might not have. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all to decide. You can comment that shit. I'm gonna put a question mark. Number 8, taking stuff away. The counterpart to getting grounded. And another one I can relate to. Now, taking shit away may or may not be worse than getting grounded. Another one where I really feel like it depends on the type of kid you were. Or it depended on the type of shit you were into. Like, if you played the Xbox all day and that was your shit, you get home from school and you hop on COD, and then they take the box away, you're fucked. You're angry. Or taking away your phone after a certain age, your whole social life is thrown out the window. If your main form of entertainment is chilling in your bedroom, you're now fucked and bored as hell. You got nothing to do. And there were the times when they didn't take only one thing, they took everything: your phone, your Xbox, your TV. So now you're just a worm laying in your bed. Taking shit away is another one that really depended on the type of kid you were. Like for me, it depended on what era I was in. There were times I went out a bunch, did a bunch of shit with friends, and then there were times where I chilled at home, played Xbox, Call of Duty, hopped on the computer, whatever. It really depends on what you do. To wrap it up, though, I will put them all in the tier chart for y'all. Alright, so starting off the list, I'm gonna have to do it to them. Soap and mouth is going in E tier. I don't get why it was ever done. It's not effective. Dumb as hell. All around an unusual punishment, not gonna lie. Then we have standing in the corner. A punishment I don't find cruel nor effective, but not as fucking dumb as putting soap in your mouth. I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. I would put it higher, but based off the factor that I think it does not work at all, it's gonna have to go there. Moving on to the physical punishments. We'll start off with the hand. Clearly gonna have to go below the belt, and probably below the chancla. Strictly because I know a belt has got to hurt more than both of them. For the hand, I'm gonna have to go C tier, but I'm also gonna put the chancla there as well. Now for the belt and the wooden spoon, the belt, I'm gonna have to go A tier. It's a classic, can't go wrong. But the wooden spoon, I'm gonna have to go B. Because I feel like it's kind of taking it too far. The morality of it is kind of fucked up. Your kid might end up hating you. And for the final two, getting grounded and getting shit taken away from you. They're both going straight in A tier for me. No physical harm involved. I mean, growing up, they always worked on me. Definitely fucked up my week, my month, my day. I feel like they worked the most anyway. Alright, it's been real. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.